Here we go, folks. Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It's time for the starting 11 prediction for tomorrow's game in Prague in the Europa League. This is no doubt going to be a joyous one after the fallout for the weekend. But before we get started, I have to tell you about our sponsors, OneFootball. You know how it goes. They've got everything that you need at the touch of a button. You can get lineup notifications as soon as the team's announced on game day. You can get goal alerts from all over the world, league tables from all over the world. You can keep tabs on top goal scorers, top assist makers, yellow and red cards, you name it, you'll find it on there. You can get all the Celtic related news as soon as it breaks as well. It's a great app. It's a great way to support the channel by clicking the link in the description of this video to download it. As I say, it helps us keep this content free. Their support's been brilliant in the last couple of months, and so is the support of you guys who have went and downloaded the app. It's been fantastic. So if you haven't already downloaded it, click the link and let me know what you think. We've been in better states than we are at the minute going into this game tomorrow. A lot of fallout for the weekend. After the draw against Hibs, we had the Green Brigade banner this morning, calling for Neil Lennon to go, and then a lot of subsequent debate about whether that was distasteful, whether it was the right timing. I think the statement that accompanied the banner by the Green Brigade summed up pretty well how most supporters are feeling at the minute. We know Neil Lennon's a Celtic legend. This is nothing personal, but when you're a Celtic manager and you're not getting results and the team aren't playing well, then supporters are going to want change. They're going to want improvement. At the end of the day, I'm so drained with all the Twitter shite now. The past few days have been a nightmare. People arguing about what's a Celtic man and what's no a Celtic man, and all this like irrelevant noise. At the end of the day, we're not winning football matches. We're not playing well. And I think if you stack all the evidence up, it looks like we need a change in management. There's no getting away for that. That is the be all and end all. We as supporters just want what's best for the club. It's us that pump millions of pounds into the club every single season. And if we think that the club isn't being managed properly, or that the current management isn't getting the best out of the players, then we have every right to ask for a change. Okay, there shouldn't be any personal abuse, absolutely not. And you'll never hear any from me or see any on this channel. But at the end of the day, when Celtic aren't winning games for this length of time, and Neil Lennon can tell us defiantly that if these draws were wins, then we'd be in a better position, but they're not wins. At the end of the day, they are not wins. And we've only lost one domestic game in the calendar year, but how badly have we played in Europe? We've dropped points at Pittodrie, we've dropped points at Easter Road, we get put out of the Champions League by a club less than a tenth the size of Celtic. We're at the bottom of the Europa League group. Sparta Prague reserves beat us 4-1 in our own stadium a matter of weeks ago. We are not playing well at the minute, and that is the be all and end all of the discussion. Some supporters want the manager to change, some supporters don't. But at the end of the day, it is what it is because of the results. So going into tomorrow, I do expect some changes to the team. I don't think there's going to be too many. I think, as we talked about the weekend, there's been 33 lineup changes in the league so far. That was prior to Saturday's game at Easter Road. We're changing personnel all the time. It's not really changing anything in the grand scheme of things. We're making the same substitute. If Ayeti starts, Edouard comes on. If Edouard starts, Ayeti comes on. Griffiths might be in there somewhere. Klimala, even though he's fell off the face of the earth the past couple of months. But the end result is the same. Like, up front is a good example, because when Ayeti's played recently, he cannot get in the game. He just can't get in the game. And we've got Ryan Christie hitting shots from 40 yards and 35 yards, and every time he gets a sighted goal, he's shooting. And it all plays into this wider discussion about the structure of the team, how it's set up, how it builds attacks, how it defends, and it's not good at the minute. So in goals tomorrow, I expect Scott Bain to keep his place. He is conceding a lot of goals, Scott Bain, but he did, to be fair to him, save another penalty at the weekend. His teammates and the defenders in front of him didn't respond well enough to try and deal with the rebound. So I think he will keep his place in goals. It will be a back four. I think at right back, Jeremy Frimpong has to come out of the team. He's not quite at the level of mistakes that Shane Duffy was making before Shane Duffy got dropped, but it's a real area of weakness for us right now. He's fantastic going forward, Jeremy Frimpong, absolutely fantastic. He's got a lot of brilliant qualities. He is very young, he's at an early stage in his football career, but he was really, really poor on Saturday. And I think El Ahmed being fit and available, should come in and play right back tomorrow. At centre half, I want to see the return of Christopher Jullien alongside Christopher Ajer. I think Nir Bitton, who at times when he's filled in at centre half has been really calm and played well. I thought he was really, really poor on Saturday, Nir Bitton. He was rash, which is unlike him, but he's at fault for giving away the free kick that led to the penalty. He's at fault for not responding when the penalty was saved by Scott Bain, standing on the edge of the 18-yard box beside Frimpong with his hands in his hips. And he's at fault for not being close enough to Kevin Nisbet before Hibs' second goal. He didn't play well on Saturday near Bitton. I want to see Jullien back. Jullien's fit, he's been training. I want to see him back in there alongside Ajer, and hopefully we can get some semblance of defensive solidity, because we've not had it all season. Left back, Tego Laxalt, probably the best performer since he came to the club. Snatched the last minute equaliser on Saturday. Again, I don't think he was absolutely superb on Saturday. He didn't really create much going forward, but neither did the whole team. And as I say, and the performances he's had since he's been in have been good. So he'll be at left back. Into midfield, ever the debate about who should play in midfield, but I fully expect Scott Brown, who again struggled, made the mistake on Saturday for the penalty, got hauled off about 10-15 minutes later. I think he will keep his place, captain the side beside Callum McGregor. In front of them, I think Rogic is going to drop to the bench. I think Ncham's going to come in. I'm thinking back to the last away European game against Lille, where we played very well for 45 minutes particularly. Ncam was in there, Rogic didn't start, so I think that will be the three in midfield. On the right hand side, Ryan Christie will keep his place. I know I talked about the shooting for distance earlier on. I don't think that is Ryan Christie's fault. I think that is the instructions that the team have to shoot on sight and to get shots on target at any opportunity. We don't have any other options on the right hand side either. And to be fair to Christie, he's been far from the worst performer this season, so he will keep his place on the right hand side. On the left hand side, it will be Mohamed El Yunusi. Again, partly lack of options, partly because if you stack it up, he's been one of the better players in the last 4 or 5 games with his goal scoring exploits, so I think he'll keep his place. He wasn't good at the weekend either, but neither was the whole team. Up front, Ayeti started at the weekend. I've talked about it already. He can't get in the game. We're not playing to his strengths. Edouard came on. He was more involved. He scored the penalty. I think Edouard was more involved because he drops deeper than Ayeti. He's different. He just plays differently to Ayeti. They're different types of players. I think Ayeti's got every right to be frustrated. He's shown that when he gets a chance, he will put it away in his time at Celtic, but he's not getting any chances. He's not getting any service. So I can understand why he would be frustrated, because he's playing in these games, getting no service, working tirelessly, and then getting hauled off at 60 minutes. I think Edouard will lead the line tomorrow. I keep saying he's the best player in the team, he's the best player in the country. It's difficult when he's not in good form, and neither is the whole team. But I just think he has to play because of what he brings to the team and because of how good it can be. That's the team I've went with. Like the video, comment with your own thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back tomorrow as ever with live full-time reaction here from the home of full-time reaction on Celtic Fans TV. Cheers.